All right, folks, this is my favorite mower ever made. When they got one with the bagging system on it. Let me check this one out. Yes, you got these big weights you got to put in the front of it. But this is a cool setup. You know, that's the thing, though, guys. This is Scag, so you're really paying. I think this bagging system's like $1,500. It's really crazy. And you know, I was always considering maybe getting this bagging system, but I can never, you know, I can never pull the trigger because it's so expensive. But you know, it's a Scag and it is a very nice system, guys. As you can see here, I mean, it's not cheap at all. You know, I had obviously the Hustler Raptor, and their bagging system was like $500-600, and it worked, man, and it worked awesome. I mean, that mower made me a lot of money with cleanups. Actually, it saved me a lot of time doing cleanups, and I miss it, man. But you know, it was kind of very cheaply kind of, you know, you had two tubes you had to connect. You know, one tube stopped right around here, then you had to clip it, then you had to clip it in, you know, so you had two separate tubes. I mean, it was easy to break apart and everything. And just look how wide this is. See, this is great. Obviously, the wider your tube is, the less chance you have of clogging it up. I didn't really ever clog mine up unless, you know, I was doing wet leaves and stuff. But, you know, the mower, you know, we'll skip over, and they actually have like 3 of them here. This is a 52, and that's a 48. And it's just such a compact mower, guys. It is the most compact mower you can really get. It's only 67 inches from, you know, the top wheel, the front wheel, to the engine guard. 67 inches. And, you know, the Hustlers, right? The Raptors, the SDXs, they're pretty compact, but they're like 72, 73 inches. So 6 inches shorter than, you know, a pretty small mower in my estimation. And if you look at that Cub Cadet ZT, this thing's probably around a foot shorter. All right, so if you have a smaller trailer, you know, would have loved to have this mower with my enclosed trailer. I got a 6x10 with a V-nose, so it's kind of like a 6x12, 6x11. You know, the Bobcat was great in it, but I got the SDX in it now. It's a 54 inch, and you know, kind of moving around, and it's kind of tough. But anyway, so you know, what can I say, guys? It's a great compact mower. It's fast. You know, it's probably, and you know, the deck doesn't look anything special, guys. You know, if you looked at the video I just did with the ZT1, the Cub Cadet, you know, real big, beefy deck. You had those extra, what's the word I'm looking for? You had those extra points to give the deck, you know, more, I can't think what the hell they're called, but whatever. You know, you had those thicker points on it to kind of protect the deck and to make it, you know, those welds. You had those thick welds, you know, probably 7-gauge steel. You don't really have anything like that on this deck here. But this deck, man, can stripe. The blades, I don't know what it is, but this is, you know, one of the best mowers for the money. And again, you know, it's a 52 inch, right, guys? And I had the same exact mower, except I had a Kohler engine. I don't know if they even make a Kohler engine anymore for these. I had a nice 24 horsepower. See, this is the 69 1V. I think this is a 18.5 horsepower. So I had a big 24 horsepower engine in mine. But as you can see, you know, 52 inch, you had these small tires, 20 by 10 by 8. I mean, you really got to, you know, try to do it. And these have the Grassmasters, by the way. But I never tore any turf with these tires at all. It's just a fast. You know, you have obviously you got this And you know, we just looked at the Cub Cadet. You didn't have one of these. You got a 5-gallon gas tank in here, and the Kohler was pretty good on gas. I can only imagine what this little 18.5 horsepower Kawasaki. But you got your gas gauge here, which I love. The cup holder's pretty much useless, as you know, if you have this mower. You know, it was super easy to clean. The fans actually wasn't super easy. I want to take that back. I actually had to reach over here under the tire to kind of get the grass out of here. I mean, you can blow it and you'll get some of it out, and you'll probably get like 80% of it out. But with me, I kind of had to go in there and grab it out. You know, the seat doesn't look anything special, but it's pretty comfortable. You can get armrests for them. You got to buy them separately. You know, again, it's a Scag. All right, so you're paying, but it's worth every penny in my estimation. And again, like I said, very easy to get to everything. You only have one port here for your hydro oil, one little container. A lot of them have two. You only got one on the Liberty. Right here's your fuel filter. You know, you got your Kawasaki, you got your air filter in here. Here's your oil filter. Just, I mean, so super simple to do maintenance on this mower. I miss it. I love it. You have an open deck, of course. Not too long, but I never had any issues. This thing cut everything. You know, it's pretty basic. You know, here's your pan. They haven't changed this. You know, I had a 2016, I believe mine was. No, it was a 2015, I think mine was. So they really haven't changed anything, except I think this is different, but obviously not a big deal. You know, here's how you raise and lower your deck. It doesn't have that automatic deck lift where it locks into place. You kind of have to lock it into place with your pin. You know, not a big deal. The SDX has it where you just push it all the way down and you're in transport mode. This, you kind of have to do it with the pin. Not a game changer or a game breaker. Again, you know, this is around I got mine for $4,000, like $50. It was like a sale. I don't know. He gave me a deal on mine. These are probably like $4,200. Actually, it's a 52-inch. Probably looking at like $4,300. And you know, the thing with the Liberty Z is it's really strangely priced. Not that it's strangely priced, but you know, during the fall, when, you know, Scag has their, you know, fall deals, they have the Freedom Z, right, which is a little bit beefier mower. Okay, you still have the 2800 hydros in the Freedom Z. There might be one model where they have the 3100s, but anyway, it's around like 5100, right? And this is like 4300. But around, you know, fall, you know, starting around September, or they call it the winter deals, winter Scag savings. They take like $500 off that Freedom Z, and it's pretty much, you know, there's only like a $300-400 difference. And that's a pretty compact mower too, but nowhere near. I mean, again, 67 inches. You know, for the guys with the small trailers, you know, I could get this mower into such, you know, tight areas. You know, it's so small and compact. It might just feel quick, but you know, I know my man Tony did a race with this mower and the Hustler SD, and the Liberty smoked it. So I mean, it's a real fast mower. It's probably going to be the fastest mower in that 28 hydro, you know, platform there. So if you're looking to stay in that, you know, $4,000 price range, and you know, have a serviceable hydro, obviously the 2800 is your first serviceable hydro. This is going to be probably the fastest mower if speed is important to you out there. And again, doesn't have the huge tires. You know, look how small the front casters are. It's all you need. You know, sometimes they just overdo it a little bit with some of the you know, specs of the mower, you know. Check this out. Look at these huge tires. Oh, it's great. And it's appealing to the eye, you know. Oh, man, this is great. Look at the size of these back tires, and then look at the front tires, and look at these great welds around. Look at this deck protection. Oh, this is awesome. But I'll tell you, this mower can stripe. Oh, this is made in the USA, too. It can stripe and cut. All right? I never had a double cut in my life with this mower. So it's just an easy mower to own. You know, here they have a picture of how you're going to wrap the belts if you ever have to exchange the belts. It's just a super simple mower to own. Here's your shed off. You know, during the winter, you just turn this and it'll shut off your gas. So your gas, you know, you don't have to worry about your carburetor. And here's your battery. It's in this. That's the one thing I don't like, because it's a pain in the neck to kind of get to your battery. Right? You're gonna have to take this off. You gotta you gotta do a lot of. You gotta have tools to get to your battery. You know, a lot of times they're just under the chair, and you got your battery. You know, it's a pretty cool. You know, it kind of keeps it out of the way. But I wish they would have had it where you didn't need tools to get to it. You know, maybe a couple clips or some kind of setup where you don't need tools to get to your battery. You know, if you're out in the middle of somewhere, you know, and you don't have tools or... But besides that, guys, you know, like I said, in my honest opinion, guys, and I'm not just saying it because I owned it and I own this other mower, I think in that entry level, or, you know, that prosumer category, right? You know, between 4,500 and 3,500. You know, that first 2,800. You know, the 2,800 hydro. All right, so they're serviceable. You know, nice compact. You know, cheaper mower where, you know, you're not going to break the bank. You know, you got 4,500. If you kind of want to use it commercially, you know, you got the 2,800 hydros. It's going to move faster than your, you know, ZT 2200s. And again, the hydros are serviceable, so that's the big thing. The Liberty Z, man, I don't know how many hours I had on it when I sold it. I think I had around 220 or something, and it was still running. I know my man Tony's Lawn Care got one pretty soon, maybe a year after I got mine, and he just did a video. I think he has like 400 hours on his. And you know, the other mower I was going to say would be the SD. You know, that SD now is just by doing one thing. All they did was open the deck, and now it's pretty much the same as my SDX that I have. You know, my SDX I think was like 4,700. I didn't pay that, but you know, 2,800 hydro. It has the seat is different. That's the only thing between the SD and the SDX. But anyway, the SD is you know, significantly cheaper than this mower. You know, I think, you know, a 48-inch SD is like 3,700, 3,800. All right, and sometimes they have like $200 off. So you're gonna save between $500 and $600 with the SD, and I can tell you that mower can stripe too. So it's a very tough, but those two I think are the best mowers. You know, the Gravely is also a solid mower. Yeah, the Gravely, my buddy did a video on it. I think it's the ZTX or something, I can't remember. They have like the XL version of it. But you want to look for that open deck, you know, the 2,800 hydro. You know, what makes this a little bit better, you know, you got the gas gauge, which is cool, and you got the bigger gas tank. I think the SD still only has like a 3-gallon tank. So you got a 5-gallon tank with this mower, and you got the gas gauge. And, you know, if you want a more compact mower, I'd go with the Liberty Z. If you want a beefier mower, you know, bigger tires, and stuff like that, you know, I would go with the SD. Now the SDX, that's in a whole different category now. That's, you know, that's around over $5,000. You got 3,100 hydros in that SDX now. So that's like a real That's around the Freedom Z, and that's even has bigger hydros. I don't know if the Freedom Z even offers 3100 hydros anymore, to be honest with you. But anyway, this is a great mower. Again, very simple. Everything's open. You got your oil filter, you got your hydro oil, got your fuel filter. You're good to go. You lift this up. Right in here is your air filter. And that's it, man. Your battery's tucked away in here. You know, it's cool that it's away. It kind of gives it some protection too, but it's a pain in the neck to get after if you need it. Got a 5-gallon tank. You got a shut off here. You got your gauge. You're very low to the ground with this mower, and that's another thing I like with the SDX too, or the SD. With the Bobcats, you're up real high. All right. I didn't really like that too much. I like being low, you know, so you don't hit branches and trees and all that other stuff. But here's your parking brake, and again, probably the fastest mower because of its weight and its size in that 2800, you know, platform. If you're looking for a fast mower, I would look at this one. But great mower, and again, you can get the bagging system also. You're going to pay out the nose for it. Again, it's a really nice setup here, but again, it's like $1,500. So you're looking at, you know, $6,000 for this mower. All right, around that, you know, give or take a couple $100. So you know, if you're gonna pay $6,000, you know, that's a little crazy for a 2800 hydro mower. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. If you need it, go for it. This is the 48. I think this is what my man Tony has. He's got a 48. I had the 52. And he must leave this out. So how do you expect to sell this thing? There's all bird crap on it. I mean, looks like there's some urine here, cat urine. But yeah, Liberty Z, man. I miss mine, I'll tell you that. We'll catch you.